we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Today we are making progress on our kitchen renovation by working on the walk-in pantry / laundry room. We want this room to look just as good as the kitchen space that we're building. And while we're waiting to do tiling in that room, we want to get some progress done in here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start tackling building the built-in for our washer and dryer and our bench and stuff that's going to support our farmhouse apron sink that's going to go beside the washer and dryer. And you know I'm dying to get those gold faucets and handles into this space here with that apron sink to complement what we've done with the washer and dryer. If you missed that video, here's the card. Love this. We're also going to be progressing with doing the colorful tile on the back as we're hand painting and working our way stenciling the back. Before we get everything adhered to the wall, we need to make sure we complete that part of the project, which I think will be a beautiful focal point in this room. Because doing laundry isn't that much fun, but when the room is really beautiful, it might be more motivating to do laundry. So we're just taking some of our basic measurements and we're gonna head outside and do some cutting.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts.
So the goal here is to actually have these built in. So they look like they're part of the cabinetry that's going to go along the whole bottom here, as well as on the other side of the room. It's going to be pantries from floor to ceiling, cabinets, countertops. It's going to be so much storage in this space. But we want it to look as a whole one unit. And so I'm going to do a really beautiful thick 2-inch countertop that's on the top. It's just a faux marble. It was really inexpensive, about $100 for an 8-foot sheet at IKEA. And it's going to complement and look almost identical to what we did in the kitchen space. It's just a different material. And this is a little bit of a budget saver doing the IKEA countertops in here. Plus we already had them for another project that we changed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use also a 3/4 inch plywood and build a side frame for this left side as well as the right side of the washer and dryer. And I will have to do a cutout space that will be hidden in the cupboard that will accommodate for the space that we needed for the plumbing, that it sticks out from the wall there. We had some questions about what were we doing with the back. All that's going to have a backer on it, so you're not going to see any of that existing behind there. And so we need to have the wood go across here. We'll be cutting that in and out here so that the plywood will go nice and tight against there. So if we ever need to access the plumbing, we can still do that. And then of course the countertop will go on top. And then for the sink portion here, we're going to have the white apron sink. We need to create a support for it because it weighs quite a lot. And then make the lower cabinet look identical to what we did for the sink in the kitchen space. not buy another one if I goof. Not that I'm counting on the corner being perfectly square in the kitchen, because it's so old. So when you have an old house, you don't. Might not be perfectly square. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to put the tape on first, but that gives me my rough line of where
the tape goes, and then you can remeasure again. They're huge. They're the biggest safety glasses we own.
I know. But I couldn't find the other ones, and
they're okay. They're extra safe.
Inexpensive hardware store with. Here, going for it. Going for it.
Honey, are you ready to cut?
I thought you were gonna say you're ready to cut the countertop. We bought these originally because we were going to use them in the original design space for the kitchen, or at the cottage. That kind of switched to that project, and then we were gonna order more of the countertop, which we used in the kitchen, but realized that that was gonna be an additional over $700 and something for countertops for the pantry room, and we already had 2 of these that were just under $100 a piece. So why buy more when from room to room they literally look identical? They're just a little bit boxier. So I think for pantry room this is going to be perfect, and especially when you do more like messy things in the pantry where you have that wash tub sink. If these countertops ever need to get changed out, it will be much more inexpensive than replacing, say, stained ones that you would have in the kitchen room. So I think ideally for messy situations these are much better to put in the least of the expensive version of the countertops. To be honest, I like these ones more than we did in the kitchen anyways with the boxier look, but we're going with it. Perfect.
Were you nervous?
I was very, and then it sort of felt like it was giving me a bit of a resistance right there, and it made me really nervous, and then I was good. And that other piece is not a waste because it's going to be the floating counter that is where the sink is going to be, so it'll surround the outside of the sink. So we're utilizing this whole piece, but there's a bit of a dimension to what we're building. This spot looks pretty clean. Oh, tape did the trick.
Oh, that looks nice.
Perfect. And there's going to be silicone or whatever around the perimeter of it anyway, so that's a nice clean cut. I do love the faux marble look without the real marble price tag.
Agreed.
You can take me high.
That's okay. It's underneath. I don't care about that. I just didn't want to have to. I didn't want to break the ones above it. So we realized after we were trying to get the tile edge off to be able to get the countertop flush with the wall, or as flush as we possibly could, that even though we would remove the tile edge, we did chip a tile one above it, but also the bottom ones were still going to mean that the countertop was going to stick out, what, 1/8 of an inch? An 1/8 of an inch or even 1/4 of an inch, however thick the tile is exactly, out from the wall and not be square to the back part. So we're gonna actually just remove this end side here, which I kind of didn't want anyways because the left side was already removed for the most part because this side was really damaged, and then we're just keeping the back splash. So now it's truly just a back splash. So we'll get these off so that we can put the counter in place where it needs to go. I can shift this one back over. So you can see this is how the built-in is going to be for the washer and dryer. We now need to remove it to be able to paint this white and then sand, like we'll do some sanding and then we'll be able to paint it. And then that will get a couple of coats. And this area here is not adhered yet, of course, until we actually paint it and put it in the spot. But there's going to be the other cabinet here that's going to get connected to this one as well. So it'll be one entire unit. It's going to be a little bit lower and then stick out only as far as we have, so that we can get everything kind of lined up to put in that apron sink that's going to be here. I love just getting this glimpse of seeing what the countertop is gonna look like with the tile that I'm painting. It's gonna go all the way across. So now you can really see just how lovely and bright and fresh this is gonna look with that faux marble. And then why I tied in the dark color of the washer and dryer into this pattern that we're doing on the wall. I think it's gonna look really good. So if we ignore all the holes and all the extras, there will be cabinets, uppers, and things in here for storage, but it's coming along. So we're gonna continue to work tonight. I love you guys. Thank you so much for cheering me on, and we will see you for more progress on our kitchen renovation tomorrow.